Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Clayton, managing editor for the studio. So, things have been crazy for a while, and I'm here to give an update on the state of the inner circle. So, first and foremost, I'm the new host. Second, we're switching the show to a digital webcam kind of thing, and not the old couch reviews due to the obvious current state of the world and states we're in Bullitt County. Third, show has a new logo. Hope you like it, because I love it. So I'm going to cut to chase to start off our new era of Inner Circle. I have brought on some very special guests. Cue the podcast. Okay, welcome to new and improved Inner Circle. It's a downgrade, but it's still new and improved. Inner Circle, the film podcast where every now and then we talk about TV shows, also a little bit of pop culture, a little bit of who knows whatever else, because it's now my show. I'm the new host, and I thought, what would I do for my first show? I'm gonna bring on the two former hosts that were probably better at it than I will be. So, Tyler, what have you been watching recently, man?
Man, I've been watching a lot of PC builds on YouTube and
What's your favorite
Legend of
movie of 2020? What's the movie of the year of
movie of
2020?
the year. Dude, I
Sonic
don't.
the Hedgehog for me.
2020 just can die. Honestly, there's like the movie awards is gonna be awful, but yeah, man, I love how it's new and improved and yeah, new. Bring back the old people.
Yeah, I mean I see all the new people. Like I saw the new RU show, and that guy has a lot of charisma. I can imagine him being pretty good on the Inner Circle.
Oh yeah.
So
I plan to have rotating a few old people through and then getting all the new people. I haven't told Lawrence yet. He probably, if he still watches the videos on the channel, he'll know now that I'm gonna try and get him on it after y'all next week.
Okay.
but
But
what are we
Todd,
talking about today?
that's what I was about to say. My question, I was trying to lead into it. Tyler, since you're the biggest fan, I need you to start this discussion about Hamilton, new on Disney Plus.
Oh
I
man.
just watched it for the first time, and I know you're a super fan or something like that.
Yeah.
So take it from here.
Yeah, I am in love with this play. I wanted to go see it in real life. I started looking into going to see it at the Fox downtown, and that's when COVID hit. So I was like, darn it, I'm not going to be able to see it for another like 2 years. And Disney announced, hey, we're putting it on Disney Plus. So I decided, cool, I'll save a lot of money. And yeah, so I watched it day one, 8 a.m., and I haven't stopped watching it since. Hamilton is the story of Alexander Hamilton, one of the he's known but not famous founding fathers because he wasn't ever a president. He wasn't ever he didn't live out a long life as you see in the movie or the play. Don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to experience that the first time. I mean, I know that's history, but yeah. So it was great. I love the music. I listened to it months before the movie or the play. I'm gonna have to get used to that. And Lin-Manuel Miranda is just amazing. I can't explain my support enough for him in this, but I feel like you guys are gonna have different opinions than me.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll do it a little bit. I went in completely blind. All I knew was that for the past what feels like 20 years, people have been screaming about how great Hamilton is. It's really like it's amazing. Oh my God, it's the best thing ever. And I don't know much about things that go through Broadway, so I was going in with kind of high expectations watching the performance. And I'm gonna say, usually musicals or like a lot of Broadway shows, they're either just like really weirdly cheesy to me or they just put me to sleep. Hamilton did not. I loved it. The music's really great. It was better than I was expecting it to be.
Yes.
and
You're on my side.
yes,
Yes.
it was good. It was just good.
Yes. Oh,
All right. What a twist. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either. Thank
I
you,
thought we
Clayton.
had a fellow cynic. But here I am, the butthole who's like, I haven't talked to anyone. I will say it's entertaining. It's an entertaining watch. I also went into it almost completely blind. Like I had heard the hit songs, like the most popular ones beforehand. Um, but on when, because what did it come out on Disney Plus around 4th of July? Is that when it came out? I think we watched it to celebrate the 4th of July, and the whole time I was just like, it's okay. And I looked over, and my girlfriend Lizzie is just like enamored by like she's like, this is amazing. It's like I've never seen anything like this, and I just don't understand it. It's like to me, I really am the music is okay to me. It's just not my style. I just don't understand. Like the first maybe one, maybe two times it's tolerable to listen to. It's also affected me that my girlfriend will just play it almost every single day out loud, and that will just make me hate anything, but especially something that I thought was just like, oh, okay. I mean, the music's fine. Um, I think it's just one of those things where I really didn't feel for any character. I, for some reason, I could not empathize or care about any character, probably because it's trying to summarize his entire life in a play. And I understand.
You didn't fall in love with David Diggs, Lafayette. Oh man,
No,
everybody loved Lafayette.
definitely not him.
I love George Washington the moment he showed up. He became one of my favorites immediately.
Oh yeah.
Well, what about him made you? I'm actually more curious. I mean, I can understand, but I personally just didn't feel it. I get that the playwriters and everyone wanted you to feel his presence. I mean, he's George the whole time. The play in his first introduction song is like, "Oh, it's George freaking Washington." We got to hype it up. And so
Yeah,
when he
he
came on
had
stage, you felt it, but it was like, I don't know, I just didn't feel anything.
Yeah, no, I felt it when he showed up. Like he had the gravitas, the just presence on stage, and his singing was really great. Like it just worked for me. He
Yeah.
just showed up, and I'm like, that man is George Washington right now. Like he is taking this thing.
Yeah, it's like anytime they had like a big name founding father, it's like you could tell they were just like at the beginning of play, it's like, where's all the founding fathers we cared about? Like they saved all the big boys for later. Like Thomas Jefferson didn't come till the second act. And George
That's just because they
Washington.
were following history.
Well, no, Thomas Jefferson was still a huge part beforehand, but it was just like he wasn't as integral to Hamilton's story till Act Two.
Yeah.
But he was still he was
But
a
wasn't he
big
in
founding
France?
father before he went over to France. What was that?
I was about to say, wasn't he over in France the whole time? I mean, during the
Not the
war,
whole
and then
time.
he came.
Not the entire time, Clayton. I didn't think so.
No,
Uh,
for a long time he was in France because he kicked off their revolution and then
Yeah.
came back to the States and was like, "Oh wait, we won. That's a good thing because I just
Yeah.
told those dudes to also have a fight."
yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
it's like you could tell they wanted you to feel George Washington because it's like the whole song, like "Here comes the general, rise up." It's like they were like wanting you
Oh,
to feel
dude.
it. So,
Yeah, no, George Washington. I love how he can have a serious yet sympathetic demeanor. He like the who played him? Let me see. I'll have to look it up later.
the most
But
likable character in my
oh,
opinion.
Chris Jackson. He was able to be mean, serious, and sympathetic, but also keeping that same demeanor the whole time of being a leader, being a strong man, and I love that. I love that he was able to carry that around the whole time. That's hard to do.
This is one of those things where I honestly do feel like I understand and I do think it's a good play. I just don't get a lot of personal enjoyment out of it. It's one of those scenarios. And it just comes to like personal taste, in my opinion. Like, I can't listen to I watched it and I was like, well, that was nice. I don't think I'll need to watch it for another few years. But I understand, like huge fans are like, I want to watch it like Tyler has. Like, I don't know, how many times have you watched it?
I've lost count, but I'm sure it's around 20.
So yeah, I was already getting tired by the end of it. Like, when is this guy gonna get gat?
I will
When is
say it was a bit long. Before I started it, like on Disney Plus, I saw the runtime 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm like, whoo. But about halfway through, I was fine with it. Like up until the end, I'm like, all right, I'm on board.
So,
yeah, I good.
I was gonna try and move it along. Go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Oh, all I was gonna say was like I felt you at like the end of Act 1. They had an intermission period, and I was like, "Well, Lizzie, it looks like it's getting real late. How about we go to bed?" Basically, trying to hint to her that I'm tired and I don't want to watch anymore until later. And she was like, "No, we
Nope.
keep watching now." And I'm like, "Oh, damn it," because I don't know. Yeah.
So speaking of acts, what did you guys think of the first act versus second act? Because I personally, the first act I could watch millions of times. Second act, I'd probably watch it 10 times and I'd be done with it.
Yeah, the first act was the best part. I absolutely. The second act was
Was the
good.
second act
Wasn't as
very
good as the
healthy affair?
first.
I think I like the establishment of their characters as opposed to like where they run with it, if that makes sense. Because to me, once you get to their conclusion, it doesn't really feel that satisfying, in my opinion. Like maybe Burr, because he tries to act on he spends the whole first act talking about how he's gonna wait for it, but then
Yeah.
when and then it finally hits his head when he actually like tries to go for a position of power, but like he's trying to go for his moment, and that's the best part of Act 2, for in my opinion, is that he finally got to do it. And then I love how Hamilton like messed it up, and that was so good. But like in terms of like building like what characters they are at the beginning, I felt it was strong, but then after Act 2, I felt like Hamilton's character plateaus, I would say.
Mhm.
Like for a good bit of the
Absolutely.
Act 2, it kind of plateaus. He's basically scrappy and hungry, just like the song said, and he's like that till he dies. So it's like, all right, cool.
Well, I mean, I think at the second half, it's a really more of a downhill spiral for Hamilton.
Hmm.
There's a lot of things that happen that it just puts him down, and he finally has that simple life in the end. And I mean, we all know what's happened. I don't know if we're doing spoilers yet, but
Well,
it,
it's hard to like justify when it's history, you know? Like you're
yeah.
taught that in school. You're taught what happens to him in school.
Here, right here, over what I'm saying, and we're going to edit in a very old spoiler alert y'all used to use because I found the video file. It's a good throwback. I'll throw it in right here. All right, now it's getting spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, man, I love Aaron Burr. I love Leslie Odom. He plays a great character, and the passion you see in him until the end, he's holding out, and you finally see it grow enough to where he gives it his shot, like Brandon, like you said. And for Hamilton to just come in and say, Jefferson has beliefs, Burr has none, I choose Jefferson. It was like, ooh, that was a shot to the heart right there. And of course, Aaron Burr gave him a shot to the heart right after.
I have a question. Lucy was telling me this because I was like, why did they act like it's such a betrayal? I didn't think Hamilton and Burr were friends, were they? Like, was I misinterpreting the whole thing? I
They
didn't
were
think they
kind
were
of friends.
Weren't, yeah, they were, but I don't think by that point it was as close as it was.
All
Yeah.
right.
I mean, you got to think. Oh, sorry.
Because the whole play, they're kind of just opposed to one another. One's like immediately wanting to jump into the fire, and the other one's like, let's just calm down and wait for it. But I never got the vibe that they were friends. I never got the same vibe that Hamilton had with his buddies, like his Lafayette or whatever. I never got that same feeling with Burr because like you get songs where and it's near the middle too where Burr's like this son of a whore. It's like he's talking about Hamilton.
Yeah,
I'm like, are
I
we friends?
I agree with you to some aspect. He's not as good friends as like Lafayette, Hercules Mulligan, and oh man, I can't remember the other guy's name. John Lawrence.
Mulligan. Are you talking about the Mulligan guy? Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't as good of friends with Aaron Burr as them, but in the second act, you see like they became lawyers and worked together. They were co-counsels, worked together, and that was from 1781 when they won the war to 1789. So it, I mean, you got to think that's 8 years of being close together, working together, and then you still like he's going to him to say, "Hey, I need you to help me defend the Constitution." He's going to him for support. So I think they're good. I mean, they're friends just as much as like I am to you. We don't see each other every day, but like we definitely come to each other for each other's opinion, and we respect each other.
Well, what I'm saying is I didn't really feel it in the play itself. I can understand through context clues that they might have been, right? But through the play and their interactions together, I didn't really feel it. Like they might be acquaintances, but I never thought it would be like such a big but like when Hamilton was like, "Yeah, I go as Jefferson." I was like, "Oh, big surprise." But like Bird's like, "Could you do this to me?"
Well, the reason that was
Yeah,
the reason that
I
was a
didn't feel
surprise
like
is
it was
because
a.
he would. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I didn't feel like it was that huge of a betrayal either, but I don't know, I felt like they were friendly enough to where it was like, dang, he really did that to him though.
Well, so the
You
reason,
were supposed to do me a solid. Now we duel to the death.
yeah, but no, the reason it was such a big betrayal is because Hamilton chose the other party. He aligned himself with the Democratic Republican. No, I can't remember what they say it is, but he aligned himself with Burr. But then he just came out and said, "I'm going to the other party." I mean, that's like you have Donald Trump Jr. coming out and say, "I am endorse Joe Biden." Like that'd be a stab to the heart.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, because like Hamilton, I'm trying to get my history correct. He was a Federalist, right? And so he pretty much betrayed the Federalist.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, also I could have gone without Angelica's whole thing. I'll be honest. The whole
Yeah.
Angelica thing, I was like, no, please, I don't want it. Why are you doing this?
Why not?
It's not even true. It's not even true. It's not even close to being true. And I just don't feel like it adds anything to it. You know? They don't really ever go back to it in any meaningful way.
Did they
You know?
not? So did Angelica and Alexander Hamilton never wrote each other? I mean, I never.
They wrote each other in one scene or two. Maybe I think it was just one that they
I'm talking
made
about.
it a big deal.
I'm talking about in history.
Oh yeah, they were said to write each other, but that implication that Angelica's like was infatuated with him was never. It was like maybe a small time rumor that had no validation at all.
Okay.
And so and the fact that they had like such a big like maybe 5 to 7 minutes dedicated to it in a very impressive song. I will say it's one of my favorites in the play. I really do like it, but I just felt like that whole thing just didn't need to be there. It just didn't. Compared to the rest of the like plot in the play, I really felt like I was like, "What is this? Like, I don't need this at all."
It was a good chance to show off their great set design and their great choreography. That's what it
Oh
was.
yeah.
Yes, yes, that's what it was.
So
And I do.
okay.
Good.
I was gonna ask. Speaking of the set design choreography, what was your favorite song in the whole entire play?
Mine
That's hard.
is a weird pick. It's probably it's in the first half. It's the one where the sisters are at the ball and they're trying to they're like perusing around the men that are there and they start singing about Hamilton. Like that one, something about that one and the way like they just kept using the rotating spot on the stage and people were moving around. I just liked it. That was my favorite one.
Okay.
I know Lizzie's favorite is like my girlfriend's is Dear Theodosia. Well, yeah, Dear
Oh,
Theodosia.
Theodosia
She
is
likes, yeah, she likes that one. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. It's just one of those things I wouldn't listen to on repeat. Uh, Maybe the one where I will say, even though I hate that arc and some of the lyrics make me, it's like the Angelica song. when I forgot what it's called though. Because I like how they bring "Helpless" like that song back
Oh yeah.
into it and integrate it, and I do like the set design for that. And as a song, I just think it kind of fits my taste a lot more. Even though when she like sings about Hamilton, I'm just like kind of cringing. I don't know because it's just like I will say it's like I almost sometimes felt like they were fetishizing Hamilton sometimes. It's like, all
Yeah,
right.
basically.
I mean, that's kind of what the whole show was.
No,
Yeah,
it was. It was, especially when they bring in like the Angelica bit. I'm just like, all right, we get it. We get it. He's great. Why does he write like he's running out of time? We get it. He's a cool guy. You don't have to prove it. We know. He's on my. Is he on the $5 bill? I think he's on the $5 bill.
that's no. Is he?
No, look it up. I think he's on the $5
I
bill.
can't remember. No, for some reason.
Either that
Uh,
or the $20 bill. I have no clue. He's
I
on a
thought
dollar.
I thought he
He's on
was
the
on
dollar bill.
the 20.
He's on something.
Now, I will get back on topic while Tyler looks this up. My
He's on the
second
10.
favorite, or it's
He's on the 10.
the 10.
Yeah.
My second favorite song was the Here Comes the General when they're introducing Washington. That one, I love that one.
Huh.
Something about it.
The rule.
It's just that's one of my favorites.
See,
Right.
I really like Daveed Diggs in Guns and Ships. So when he's going to Washington, it's like, you gotta get your man back. It's like, yeah, I do. And it's so simple and so short, and then it turns into History Has Its Eyes on You. But I love the dynamic of going from straight pop to like a soft soul, and then going back to Yorktown where you have Hamilton and Lafayette just saying, "Hey, we're here and we're about to win this." So it was another pop song, and I just love how you can transition from one style to another and then back to it. It was really good and really smooth transition that worked really well in my eyes.
The way the entire play can jump between just different genres of music so seamlessly, and I don't realize it till they're already like halfway through the next one.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm like, whoa, mind blown. It's crazy.
It was it's very unique for the medium it's portrayed in, like, because classical theater has, for lack of a better word, kind of been up its own butt for like a very long time. And so this play came out at the perfect time when I feel like the classist BS was at its peak, and then this came out. And of course, it's really expensive to get tickets to see it a lot of times. It's very hard to get seats, but still, um, it felt
So,
unique and different because it felt like a lot of modern Broadway musicals were made for like uppity people. As someone who used to like do local theater, I could tell you it's always been kind of uppity for the past few decades for sure.
yeah.
So
Well, I will say my uncle, he was in New York and they were doing Hamilton, and he tried to get tickets. He looked at it for him and his 3 kids. He didn't. They're young, like they're really young, so he didn't. Only one was able to actually watch it, but he said the tickets were $5,000 when they were looking to go. So they're like, nope, we're not doing this. And the oldest one watched it on Disney Plus and loved it. And he's like, see, no money wasted. And I think that's a good thing because now it makes us, the normal people, like have the same opportunities as the rich classes. Maybe a little bit behind, but still works
You
out great.
know, yeah, more Broadway shows need to release their video recordings. Because I don't
Yes,
want to have to be someone with special access and have to go to the vault in DC just to watch Broadway shows on video. They really just need to start putting these things out.
agreed. I think it worked really well for them, and I think Lin-Manuel Miranda, the way he's managed this, it is literally turned into the biggest play I think in the past at least 100 years.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's bigger than Cats. I think it's bigger than uh, Into the
It's
Woods and all
it's
that.
bigger than Cats. It's bigger than Wicked was when it was like a thing
Yeah,
for a
Wicked.
while. It's better than
Yeah.
Les Mis was, and it had a whole movie.
I think for those kind of plays, I judge them based on like longevity. Like, I want to see if people still, I mean, people might not like Cats, but it has lived on a very, very long time. I would say, like, is it going to outlive Phantom of the Opera? Is it going to outlive Cats?
Phantom of the Opera was way longer than 100 years ago, though.
The Broadway play?
Wasn't it
Wait.
As a stage performance, Phantom of the Opera's been around
Yeah.
a long time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was basically saying only 100 years to avoid Shakespeare and Phantom of the Opera and all of those other older plays.
I had to look it
and-
up. I don't know.
But you know how he introduced this whenever it was first coming out? He said, I'm going to make a play about one of the biggest pop icons that nobody knows about. Alexander Hamilton. I truly believe he was a pop guy. And I'm like, what? And he sang Alexander Hamilton whenever he first introduced it by himself, and I was convinced. I was like, this is going to be good. It came out, and it made great reviews.
Phantom of the Opera, the musical, came out in 1986.
Huh.
Okay, well, I mean, that's not that old. So it's probably bigger than Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I think it honestly will outlast Phantom of the Opera.
I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see when we're older. We'll have to revisit this when we're like 40 or something. I think the 2019 Cats movie killed Cats forever.
Yeah, that's done for.
Yeah, the Cats movie killed Cheetah in the new Wonder Woman movie, if I'm just going to get really off topic.
Oh, that CGI for Cheetah looks awful, in my opinion. It looks so bad.
I've not seen it.
I think it looks unfinished, to be honest.
Before we get to other movies and stuff, did you guys notice the King George meme?
Well, no.
Wait, where?
What's the first King George? You'll Be Back. He starts
Yeah.
like screaming, and if you watch his lips, there's spit just throwing out like all over, hanging down his lower lip, and
he was
it is
real into it.
hilarious. He was really into it, but it was like now I'm seeing memes and it's like TikToks or videos of people just like, oh, I'm watching Hamilton. You see King George come up. They put like a full face mask, a wetsuit on, and it's hilarious. I don't know. There's some comedic things in there that are small and weren't intended, but it doesn't ruin the musical.
Oh,
and
no,
that's what I
King
think I like
George-
about it.
Yeah, I agree. Like it adds to it. He was one of my favorites throughout. Every time like he'd show up for like a little bit, one of his little King George bits, I loved it.
Yeah, I do love him. It's he's being memed so much, and I just love it.
Yeah, like
it's not a bad thing.
the moment he's told about John Adams being the next president, just his reaction, I love that whole segment. It's so funny to me.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Tyler. Phantom
Yes.
of the Opera? No, sorry. Sweeney Todd or Hamilton?
Oh, I don't know. Are you talking about the Johnny Depp version of Sweeney Todd, or just the play Sweeney Todd?
It doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. That's a good question.
I'd choose Sweeney Todd any day, but that's pretty obvious.
I would.
Hamilton.
I'd have to go.
Claim?
Yeah, I picked Hamilton.
I think I'd have to go Hamilton as well. I really do, because I mean, Hamilton's just such an uplifting and like feel good story, along with being a good play. Like you watch Sweeney Todd, and man, I feel like I'm just like, oh, that sucks. That's depressing.
But the characters, they're so complex and cool and quirky and funny and
no
crazy.
doubt. I put their characters and their storyline the exact same like level, but I will say personally, in personal enjoyment, I had to go with Hamilton.
I don't think I could watch Hamilton again, I'll be honest. Maybe in like 12 years or something. I don't think I can handle it.
So there are other like stage plays that you can rewatch though, right? Like you're not just a no stage play kind of guy.
No, I will watch Sweeney Todd. I will watch Phantom of the Opera. I will not watch Cats. I saw Cats once. That was so bad. Not the movie, the musical, and that was so bad.
I saw the musical as well. Was that back in Macon, Brandon?
It might have been in Macon.
Yeah, because I think me and you saw the same one. It was okay. I mean, I don't like Cats in general.
I've seen pictures of different performances of Cats. I'm never gonna watch that. It looks so awkward.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's just no one can explain how it got so popular. It's just weird.
I have no idea.
Okay, so Brandon is thoroughly underwhelmed by Hamilton just off of personal taste. Tyler, you have any final wrap ups on it?
I will sit there and listen to the album nonstop. It's great. If you're wondering about the musical and if you're into musicals, just listen to the album. Listen to like the first 5 songs and see if you're into it, and then go watch it. I mean, don't try and waste 3 hours if you've never liked musicals.
It's more than personal taste. I was trying to think of the right way to say it. I've seen writing in other plays that I feel is significantly better. That's more complex.
Well, I mean, in other plays, you also have a lot of freedom. This one, they had to tell a historical story and make it entertaining.
And I can respect them, but it's just I can respect them for being able to build the story off of like history facts. But it's like if I'm going to enjoy a play, I'd rather have it to where they have the freedom to make as wacky or as complex characters. It's just like I would rather have this is actually this is random. It's outside of what we just talked about. I would watch Shrek the musical again.
Oh, man.
I saw Shrek the musical.
Oh man.
I'll say, I saw a bit of Shrek the musical. Me no like.
saw what?
What I did like was Hamilton. Because I saw that, you know. But no, I enjoyed it. Going in blind, only hearing people talk about how much they like it, not even hearing songs before. I liked what they did. It probably helps I'm a history guy and I knew kind of Hamilton's life story a little bit off my rough memory. But I liked it. The stage design was really great. The performances, the choreography of the dancing was like it was good all throughout. All of their singing was like A+. It was top notch, and the musical choices, were just interesting to me. I loved it. I loved it.
Agreed. And I think something that also makes it great is that Lin-Manuel Miranda, the writer of this play musical, is the one that's playing Alexander Hamilton. This man has done it all, and I really respect him for that. He's done a great job with this.
If you know exactly what you want from a performer and you're good enough to do it, you might as well be the one.
Exactly.
You know what I'll say. All right, the fact that
move your finger. Move your finger. We can't hear you.
What are you talking about? Oh,
yeah, it's better. Yeah.
All right. The fact that Miranda is playing Hamilton and the fact that it almost feels like a fetishistic portrayal of Hamilton does have me feel a little weird. And it does have me like, oh, of course he's Hamilton. Of course he's Hamilton. That makes perfect sense. But I'll keep that kind of cynical BS to myself. I'll keep it in here. Yeah, I'm writing Hamilton. In my play, Hamilton not only marries the sister, but the other sister wants him too. It's like, and it's me. I'm Hamilton. It's like, yeah. Anyone want to trash my cynical take?
No, I think
we'd
I
be
might
here all night.
We're just gonna leave it on that, and just let people judge it accordingly if they watch this far. Listen far, whichever way they're gonna.
will I get thrashed on Twitter? Will people really hate me? They'll send me DMs. Actually, my Twitter's on private. So
No, it's cool. I'll put your in the description of the show when I put it up on YouTube and Facebook and whatever else we end up uploading this onto.
All
yeah.
the comments, Brandon, are just gonna be like, "Man, I miss Tyler, but that Brandon guy, he could stay. He could go away."
God, he's wearing a shirt this time. He used to record these in his pajamas. What an upgrade!
I know. What is it? You need someone cynical like me. You need the cynical. You need more than just me. You need more than just Ben. You need me and Ben and other cynical people. I mean, Clayton's normally pretty cynical.
Oh.
But like you like Hamilton.
That's what I was surprised watching Hamilton. I'm like, I am just vibing with this right now, and normally that does not happen.
See, and I'm so glad you did, but I'm also really glad you brought us back on. It's great to come back on every once in a while and talk to you guys.
Hey, I can, Tyler, I'll bring you back as much as you want to be on the show. Don't know about this Brandon guy.
We'll see. Take a poll. Who's your favorite Inner Circle?
Hey, I'll do it after I upload each episode of Inner Circle. If I have more than one person here with me, which I'll try to do because I don't feel like I'm the best at carrying the entire conversation yet. I'm gonna put up a poll every single time. Which guest was better?
Right.
Which guest was better?
I'll win. But
all right. So before my recording hits 10 gigabytes, I'm just gonna break the fourth wall of the show here. We're gonna wrap this up. So say your sign-offs and your goodbyes and plug your Twitters if you're Brandon and you really want people to flame you.
Twitter at Brandon Wright 06. Listen, I like started it way back in the day and I was lazy with my Twitter and it's hard to change it, I think. So no. Look up Brandon Wright if you want me on Facebook, I guess. And Instagram at Brandon Always Right. I'm sorry, I don't really use social media nearly as much as I used to. So I think it's Brandon Always Right. Tyler, you got your stuff ready?
I don't need it. I'm good. I don't need people coming to grill me.
All right, yeah, I'm not plugging my personal social media. Follow Georgia in Studio accounts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's a Vimeo. Don't look at it. It's just where we throw videos up also for professional reasons. And other stuff we're on. It's all linked on our platforms. If you're watching this, you already know all that. So hope y'all had a good time reviewing Hamilton, Brandon's favorite show, as we've learned. He loves it. I enjoyed it. I know Tyler loved it. I hope everybody, if they listen to all this, it wasn't that bad. It'll get better. It'll definitely get better. And, hope y'all have a good day. Hope the audience has a good day or night. Or if you're like me and listen to us at 4 a.m. while also listening to Hamilton. Just hope everybody just needs to vibe. All right. And now it's going to play the end roll.
Bye, guys.
Are we still talking?